Now he's gone, I don't know why.
Hi students, hello, hello, hello. Let me get my mic. Voice would be a bit fuzzy now so far. So in Delhi, it's a monsoon. Monsoon has been there. It's regular raining since yesterday and today also since afternoon. And we are enjoying this bit cool temperature. I hope at your area where you belong, things will be more like not as hot as it was, like with a lot of humidity and everything. Things might be uh, a bit better. So if we see from your objective perspective in quality assurance, so we are almost done with the introduction, surroundings, equipments, the premises yesterday, and we also have dealt with the GMPs and QA in that part. So today we're gonna deal with the material management, that how material management is dealt with within the pharmaceutical uh, field. So this topic will be divided into following 5 parts: introduction, purchasing, raw material, packaging material, and waste material. So it is defined as an organizational concept which has authority and responsibility of all activities and concerned with the flow of materials in the organization. So whichever the organization that you're gonna build, you're gonna work for, so it is always there's organizational concept is there, which has authority and responsibility of all activities which are concerned with the flow of a material in that organizations. And whereas the material management is simply the process by which an organization is supplied with the goods and services that it needs to achieve its objectives of buying, storage, and movement of material. So this is totally a way concept, different concept that we were talking so far. That we were talking about QC, QA, GMP, how the things initially has to be established, how things will quality management we have discussed, But now we are today discussing that in order to make things successful, we should also have a material management in our organizations, in which our objective is to buy your stuff, storage, and movement of your materials. So what are the objectives that have to be taken care while making your materials management? It should be efficient. Material planning has to be there in hand before, with the dossiers and all documents being present. Buying on purchasing, that what things we have to buy, we should be aware of that. Supply and distribution of materials, good supplier and customer relationship in the market where you're going to establish yourself. A good marketing skills has to be there. A good whole of your product has to be there in the market, that all the people who gonna take your products, they are happy with you, and you're providing them the products, and the person who wanna use those products, the common people, they are happy also with that. And improve departmental efficiency also, that department work that is working, the production is rate is there, it should be always be high, never be down. Efficient production scheduling, that the product that has to be produced, let's say today is 20th July and you have to produce 500 dossier of one product by 25th of July. So on 25th of July your product has to be there, whatsoever the emergency is there, whatsoever any calamities came out, but you have to do your stuff as it is. To take or make decisions, you should be efficient, quick-witted. Okay, this thing has to be taken care, we take that decision and we go for it. And quality control of purchase materials, what are the quality, like materials that you're going to purchase, they should be of fine quality, it should not be any bad. Material handling and developing skills of workers in material management, the workers that you want to hire for your work, it should not be that they had never worked with that field. At least they should have 1 to 3 years of experience within that, and then you develop them. You develop their skills before starting, like giving them proper training before starting in your own industry. And functions of material management. purchasing the required materials, receipt and inspection of materials, storage, warehousing, securities, preservations, distribution of materials. So all these things has to be are the various functions of your materials management. Then disposal of overstock, scrap, salvage material. Sometimes we want to one level, but we produce to higher level. Material cost control and cost reduction, right? Coordination and cooperation with the other departments also. So there are types of materials, that is purchase material, work in process WIP materials, and then your finished goods that you're gonna produce, right? So these things has to be taken care. So in the purchasing part, the centralized, right? The purchasing procedure of materials for different department is done together from one purchasing department, and this is seen in the small organization. So you have to centralize your purchasing procedure, that what things has to be get in. It has to be done by one department within the building, within the organization, that will see these things are necessary, these things are not necessary. So by this you will have a very efficient system. Bargaining capabilities are increased and good raw materials are obtained at very low price. So it's all money, money, money. Business perspective, how you can make more money, save more money, and do a lot of production, and within the short span of time we can earn a lot of profit. So that has the key features when you are working in the industry. So there are two things you can do. You can either be employee of one industry, where you will get fixed salary every month, you work like 9 to 5 job and you come back, or you can be boss of yourself. You hire people within you, but you have a lot of responsibilities by the end of that, right? You have to take care that all the employees are getting their salary on time. You're taking care that all the products are sold in the market. You're taking care that all the raw materials are coming in up, all the goods that are required, all the maintenance is done very well within that industry, right? So it's not just a single thing. So all the directors and CEOs, not everyone become a CEO and director. Few people are meant to do so because they know how things manage. They can take the whole burden of the industry and able to run it efficiently actually. So actually this kind of nature, this kind of skills could be developed in everyone. It's just you need to make sure that you keep practicing that skills in any span of your lifetime, and soon you will be there also of your dreams. Then decentralize different departmental purchase their requirements separately. This is basically seen in the large organizations, and advantages are their flexible purchasing system and procurement is pretty much faster there. So vendor development, the supplier or the person who sells the required material services for the production is known as a vendor. So there are vendors in the market, so to whom we sell our products, and they take care that our products been sold into the market very well. So the purchase of raw material services from specific vendor is known as the vendor development. So what are the products we required for them, and what are the services that we're going to take from them, that is known as your vendor development. So there are 4 stages of vendor development. That is, first is survey stage, second is inquiry stage, third is your negotiation and selection stage, fourth is your experience and evolution stage, right? So these 4 stages need to be maintained: survey stage, inquiry stage, negotiation stage, selection stage, experience and evolution stage. In the first case, that is a survey stage, trade directories, example, Yellow Pages, eindiabusiness.com, we select survey what are the best vendors out there. Trade journals, pharma times, telephone directories, salesmen's. We look for all these sources, different resources. Then we inquire the stage. So after getting the information of our suppliers, detailed analysis of suppliers being carried out, and in order to understand from the technological perspective, service perspective, price perspective and delivery perspective. So all these 4 parameters are quite essential when you want to make sure that which vendor will be the best one for us, which vendor will make sense to work with, which vendor will make sense to be better than the other. So in that case, technologically, service, price, and delivery time, all these things matters a lot. So following aspects can be verified by the first hand visits, that is internal facilities of the vendor, financial adequacy, stability and reputation of the vendor, location of vendor factory, after sales service, industrial relations, right? And then the third point that comes into this is negotiation and selection stage, and the fourth one is experience and evaluation stage, in which you have the buyer evaluates and appraises the performance of the vendor. So objective is to improve the performance of your vendors actually. So with the time you have some vendors, with the time you make some relationship, there's always up and downs in anywhere you're gonna work. But our work is to produce output, to give profit, to make things going on irrespective of our personal beliefs. How is the purchasing done? So in the tenders, it is written letter or published document that is aimed at finding the price for procuring certain materials. So tenders are invited from recognized firms. A few types of tenders are single tender, open tender, or closed tender or limited tender. Then discounts, they are cash concessions offered by the vendor to the buyer in order to enhance the volume of business opportunities. So reason for offering discounts, that is when there is a bulk purchase, when the bills are cleared immediately, and also to maintain the good relation with the buyer also. So all these things has to be taken care. So types of discounts, volume contracts, cash discounts, cumulative discounts, right? So these three different point of perspective has to be taken care. Types of discounts, that is volume contracts, cash discount, and cumulative discount. Then comes the raw material. The pharmaceutical raw material comprises substances, substrates, or elements that are used for manufacturing different types of drugs, right? So all these raw materials has to be taken care, and important points that you have to taken care while doing so, that is approved manufacturer or packer has to be there, raw material checked for following things, that is name of the manufacturer, supplier, name of product, batch numbers, manufacturing expiry date, and conditions of the containers and materials. So all these 5 pointers are essential when you're making sure that your manufacturer or packer, how they're gonna give you the raw material. So we should maintain, you should identify them with the status. So when you gonna put them in the storage area, they should be appropriately labeled with the following information, that is name and internal code of the product, batch number, status of material, expiry date of product, and storage information, storage condition. So material should be released by the QC department, and all dispensed material must be recorded in register. So documents that are required, that is SOP of storage handling of raw material, and register of storage and handling of the raw material. So for the storage of raw material, QC inspector will check the raw material which is placed on the neat and clean iron pallets or in racks. Separate areas has been developed and maintained. Then quarantined area must have yellow boundaries, while non-conforming area red boundaries. And handling of raw materials, coat, cap, gloves, mask are being used. Metallic spatula, spoons are used to handle small quantities of solids. Drums, containers, bags containing materials are handled using loaders, lifters, and trolleys. So packaging material, it has to be, is defined as a collection of different components which surrounded a pharmaceutical products until its use. So types of packaging material, first is primary, secondary and tertiary. There are three kinds of packaging materials that has to be taken care, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. So in packaging materials, they are made from either plastic, metal or glass. So these three different materials are used for your pharmaceutical packaging materials. So one, the plastic, it is light in weight. The advantages: poor conductor of heat, sufficient mechanical strength, unbreakable, transported easily. The disadvantage is that cannot stand with the heat and permeable to water vapors and atmospheric gases. That's a bit sad part from that. Whereas the metal, they are sturdy, impermeable to light. Labels can be printed directly to the surface, and surrounded a bit expensive, and they can even react with our pharmaceutical products, which is not good. Third, glasses, they're cheaper, transparent, good protection power, easily labeled, and the glass is a bit fragile and they're a bit heavy. So in the States, in the US, they give you medicines in these glass bottles. They do not have these packaging. In India, we're having all these medicines coming in cheap foil thingy, but it's not the case outside. They give all tablets in these glass bottles. So importance of packaging: protect against all adverse external influences that can alter the properties of the product, protect against biological contaminations, protect against physical damage, and carry the correct information identification of the product, right? So important points: so printing packaging materials stored in lock and key system. Each primary packaging material should give a specific reference number and identification marks. Outdated packaging materials should be destroyed by suitable methods, and records should be maintained for them. So these are the like so much of waste material, uh, morphine, so many bottles being thrown. So waste material could be of two types: trash and scrap. So provision should be there for safety and storage of a waste material that you're gonna use, and it should collect in suitable container, and solvent drums should washed before disposal. So before disposal, waste should be classified: is it aluminium, is it paper, is it plastic, is it glass, is it metallic containers. So you have to be like, we are also in Delhi at the moment. We are having these two types of waste. One is the organic and one is the other one, plastic and other. So you have to make sure that the garbage that you're throwing is being separated, but still people are throwing everything in one plastic bag. We didn't have that habit till now, but yeah, nonetheless, this is a very essential. But when I was in Germany, so there we used to have, batteries waste different, organic waste different, green waste different, plastic waste different. So we used to have different dustbins for them. So initially, when we're gonna throw our garbage, we initially throw them already in that. So by this, actually, you are saving, you are helping the government in order to procure because there's a lot of time is required to separate these garbages. So in that way, it is very helpful. So disposable methods you can use: return to a donor of manufacturer, give it to the manufacturer from you got the things; landfill, waste immobilization. Then sewer, you can throw in sewer or burning in open containers. So advantages, so that we have discussed today in this lecture. So what are the advantages that are being maintained in the material management? First, it eliminates unproductive handling of the material. Second, it reduces idle machine capacity and thus ensures better turnover on investment, and it reduces considerably the idle time of the worker. Next, the quality of the material is also maintained through the minimum human touches and elimination of breakages. Every inch of your factory will be properly utilized, and the issue of material is also facilitated. So it helps in maintaining effective production, planning and control. So reduced operating costs and timely production, and greater job satisfaction on the part of both the workers and the employers. So some of the references that we have taken these parts from. So thank you very much. That was all about material management. Um, so how things are, how things has to be maintained, how things are essential actually. Um, yeah. So these at the moment we will have these short lectures. I will make some videos lectures, also bring some videos related to these things, some practical aspect of them. But at the moment, as per your objectives, I wanted, because it's a 1 month course, we can finish it within I think 5 days also. But if we continue, yeah, there are a lot of other stuff has to be taken care. So we will do one thing at once at slow pace and not so fast pace then. So that's it for today, um, at the moment. And yeah, so see you tomorrow at same time 8 p.m. and then we start with another topic, next topic, and continue with that, right? And in between, if you have any questions or you have any questions regarding your project or something, you can ask me on me telegram. So I will happy to help you anything, or from your study perspective, what should you do, any other questions, so I will be happy to answer you. So okay, thank you very much, have a nice evening, bye bye.